Hello, everyone. So the first thing I think of when I think of a government health agency would be the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. It's basically a government health agency that provides health care to veterans and their families. It's also known as the VA, and it was founded in 1989. They believe in the idea of serving our veterans who served us. Now, over the last couple of years, more and more veterans are getting tired of being prescribed opioids by their VA doctors for their disabilities like PTSD, and now more and more veterans want to explore less harmful possibilities of medical marijuana. Now, the VA does not provide a way for veterans to obtain a medical marijuana card or the medical marijuana itself. The problem is that the federal government controls the power of legalizing things federally. And now, if medical marijuana was legal federally, the VA would be able to prescribe and issue out medical marijuana to its patients, which will allow them to heal possibly better when even participate in life-saving clinical trials that could change not only health care for them, but health care for the general public as well. Now, according to the Department of Veterans Affairs from an article titled Public Health, the VA and Marijuana, What Veterans Need to Know, in 2017, stated that veteran participation in state marijuana programs does not affect eligibility for VA care and services. VA providers can and do discuss medical marijuana use with the veterans as part of a comprehensive care planning and adjust treatment plans as necessary. Since still at the federal level, medical marijuana is still a Class 1 drug and is not tested by the FDA, the VA can't prescribe or treat their veterans with medical marijuana. Now, they can still talk to their patients and record their use to continue treatment plans accordingly. On another note, a medical marijuana card costs anywhere between $75 to $150, depending on where you live, which also has to be a state where medical marijuana is legal. So the cost of purchasing medical marijuana is also really high. So has everything to do with medical marijuana. And it all has to be bought with cash because the federal government doesn't deal with medical marijuana dispensaries or medical marijuana at all because it's federally illegal. In another journal that I had read titled Medical Marijuana and Veterans, A Combustible Mix by Ileana Najero, she described the struggle of a veteran named Vincent, and she stated that veterans like Vincent, who served 2 tours in Iraq, find themselves increasingly frustrated with the hurdles they face in trying to access medical marijuana for medical purposes, even as support for legalizing medical marijuana has continued to grow. Fast forwarding a little farther into the article, another quote is that the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs stated that on its website, veterans would not be denied VA benefits because of medical marijuana use, including disability payment. Yet, according to the article, when Vincent asked his veteran service officer how his medical marijuana use would affect his disability, then retirement checks, he said the officer couldn't give him a straight answer. So for most veterans, the problem isn't that the medical marijuana is federally illegal, it's that they're ill-informed on what they can and can't do with the benefits they have. And that's on the VA. So even though the VA website states that veterans can use medical marijuana without losing their benefits, it's very vague and leaves a gray area where some veterans still fear that it's some sort of trap to help them or to make them lose their VA benefits. So to conclude, the problem is not wholly the VA in this case. It's partly the VA in being vague with information, but also the problem is legalization of medical marijuana federally by the government. And the VA does not look down upon patients who use medical marijuana. However, they can't prescribe it as a course of action to heal or care for patients. And if the medical marijuana is legal, the VA would be able to prescribe it to patients, allowing for just a lot better treatment, and not only treatment for veterans, but for the general public as well. And thank you.